let's go. Produce it, process it, distribute it. I go make the dough just to feed my own. I go do it all.
Hello and welcome to another thrilling edition of Ghana Grows Edwuma. Today we are here to meet a young lady who is transforming the lives of young girls here in the northern region who would have otherwise been doing kayayo work in the south or elsewhere. As always, Ghana Grows Edwuma is brought to you by Mastercard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Road Show Foundation. Let's go inside and meet Rhoda, shall we? Thanks for staying with us. I'm Araba Kumsin. As you can see, I'm surrounded by a lot of smocks and fugu fabric, which is popularly known as northern kente down south. But very soon, I'll introduce you to the brain behind all of this. She's sitting right here with me, or rather, let her introduce herself. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Introduce yourself to our audience.
My name is Rhoda Kodoa Wedam, from Navrongo, but I was born in Bolga and bred in Tamale here.
Describe to us where we're sitting right now.
Okay, so this is the Songba Smock shop. We also call it the showroom of the Songba Empowerment Center. The Songba Empowerment Center is an organization where we support and we also train vulnerable girls in the production of smock weaving. So whilst the girls, once they are done with weaving, is brought to the showroom here to display for people to be able to buy. So this is the showroom of the Songba Empowerment Center, also known as the Songba Smocks shop.
So tell us, why did you decide to set up Songba Empowerment Center?
Okay, when I introduced myself, I said I from Navrongo, but was raised in Tamale here. And growing up as a young girl, I grew up seeing most of the young girls from the northern part of the country migrating to the southern part to engage themselves in kayayo. And for me, I have also sold goods before in the Tamale market here. I remember those days my mom was selling soap. She was selling bread, selling kinky. Her own way of supporting my dad to take care of the family. So she will carry me soap, carry my elder sister bread, then we'll be in the Tamale market selling. I have never moved from Tamale to Accra to engage myself in kayayo. But growing up and seeing my other siblings engaging themselves in that activity is a question I've been asking myself, that what is it about the North that pushes these girls to go to engage themselves in an activity that rather exposes them to a lot of risks.
Isn't it obvious? They are seeking greener pastures.
Seeking greener pastures, but in what way? Because kayayo rather exposes these girls to a lot of harm because they do not have places to lay their head. They carry a lot of goods. At the end of the day, how much are they paid for? And the reason why these girls move there is one, yes, because of greener pastures. Some too are also being pressured
by family
members to migrate because they are sometimes giving out for marriage at an age that they are not ready for. And also the fact that they have to also, sometimes they are also the breadwinners of their family, so they have to move to be able to earn something to come home. So the question is, what can be done to be able to let these girls know that there is something at home that you can engage yourselves in? If you've not had the opportunity to go to school, does not mean that you cannot become someone great in future. That is why we have the entrepreneurship skills training. So Songba Empowerment Center supports these young girls with skills training, especially into the weaving of the fugu fabrics. So what we do is that we enroll them in the center and then we expose them to other trainings aside the skills training that we give them, because we give them entrepreneurship training. Yes.
We'll come to the kind of training you give to these young girls, but When did you set up this enterprise?
So Songba was established in 2016, so meaning we are 7 years. This
7 years old.
Yes,
Wow,
7
and you're
years
doing
old.
such a great job already.
Yes, please.
Interesting. So did you set it up on your own or you set it up with other people?
I started a Songba Empowerment Center with with a menstrual hygiene project that we also ran. Okay. So with that one, after my national service, I was just sitting at home doing nothing. And what happened with that, I used to have an old motorbike that my elder brother used and transferred it to me. So what I would do is that I would just fuel the motorbike, then move from school to sensitize girls on menstrual hygiene. Okay. So that was what I was doing until I got connected to this friend in the US called Ann Webb, who saw that investing in me would definitely yield good fruit. So she supported me with 10,000 Ghana cedis in 2017. So that got me to be able to buy some machines. And then my father also supported me with his house. But then it was still uncompleted where I was able to host the girls. And then so it got to, after buying the machines and also buying the raw materials to be able to kickstart the whole project, I realized I needed more funds to hire a trainer. So that was when I needed a job, was when I met the Reverend Senator Nangtoma, who also gave me a job at her outfit. And there were two things that she told me, because I made her aware that I wanted to start my own organization and I needed a coaching and mentorship from her. And she told me two things: that I would need the experience and also the funds, the capital. So she offered me a job and I was there for those two reasons. I needed experience to come back to manage my own organization and also needed the capital to be able to push things forward.
How do you select the girls, or where do you get them from to assist them and train them?
Okay, so some of these girls come on their own because we are known, so they hear about us and then they come in themselves. And then some too are being enrolled on based on the stories that based on their stories. So when we started the center, it was for free.
Okay.
Yes, but we realized that the girls were not appreciating it. There were times we were even providing them free lunch, but these girls were not appreciating the effort that Songba Empowerment Center was providing. So we decided to attach a fee, 250 cedis. That was when we started, so that these girls will see that they are investing into their future. Okay. When we started that, we saw the improvement because the girls come in, their parents support them to pay, and then these girls are able to stay. But the thing is that once they leave the center, they even get more than the money that they pay to enroll. Yes. Wow. They get more than that because they get paid once they start producing the fabrics. So currently we are hosting about 45 of the girls, and we have graduated 19 of the girls. Okay. And we have 3 centers now, one in Kotengle, one of the villages in the northern region here. Okay. Then the Vitin village, and then this is also just a small place, as you have seen, where we have about 13.
You've expanded?
Yes.
Since 2017 when you set up?
Since 2016, and we are hoping to be in each of the regions in Ghana.
You talked about the fact that a lot of the girls who go through the training process usually do even better than when they came. So what are they engaged in? Most of them who come here to be trained, when they leave, what do they do to make money for themselves and become financially, independent? Okay.
So you might say that we are just like the other training centers in town, but I would say that there is one thing that makes Songba Empowerment Center unique because of our way of training the girls. The girls come in because of issues, because of one problem or the other. And once we get these girls enrolled in the center, we make sure that we groom them, we give them other training that will support them to be able to manage their own businesses when they leave us. They come into the center without machines, but by the time the girls leave the center, they're able to make some income for themselves and to be able to buy their own machines. Because once you start producing, we pay you. So, and as I said, this is the showroom. So once these girls are being paid, we also have a savings and loan scheme at the center where they meet once every week to save.
Okay.
So at the end of each year, we then disburse the funds.
I see.
And those that are able to take loans from the funds pay an interest. So that money is also shared out to the group members. So after that, these girls have enough money to be able to also purchase their own threads and to also produce their own fabrics. And that is what we put here.
Okay.
So once you walk into the shop here to buy a fabric, it belongs to one of the girls.
Oh, I see.
Whatever you buy here, one of them produced it. So the money will be given to the girl.
I see.
Yes. So by the time the girls leave the center, someone who walks into the center without a machine is able to leave with 2-3 machines.
So all that you're doing is so commendable. But let me ask, do you face any challenges in your bid to train these girls and ensure that they have a better lifestyle?
A lot of challenges. You know, managing adolescent girls is not an easy task because they've gotten to a point in life where some of them can make personal decisions. So once they are with you and you also want to groom them to a certain stage, it comes with a lot of tasks. Yes, for them to be able to even understand that this is the kind of life you want them to live is not easy. So that is why we come in with the training sessions to be able to help them to understand. And sometimes we don't do that by ourselves. We also bring in facilitators to help them to understand that. So that is a challenge to Songba Empowerment Center. And also the space. The girls are a lot, but we are managing a small space to be able to accommodate each and every one of them.
I see. That's interesting. Even with the challenges, you managed to do so much in 6 years since you set up.
Since we set up.
Exactly. I have to say that you're doing such a great job, very inspiring. But what would you say, as we end this interview, what would you say is the most rewarding thing about training these girls and seeing how they come out of it?
So what I would say is the fulfillment that I derive in this. And sometimes I'm filled with so much joy when I see the impact or the changes that I'm making in the lives of these girls, because I see how they come into the center and I see how they move out of the center. So when I see that transformation, I'm always filled with joy, because there are sometimes I weep because I keep asking myself so many questions. If this is so, I'll not say it's easy for me to do, but if this is possible, how come more people like me do not exist to be able to transform the lives of other people? Because this is what each and every one of us should be doing in our own small ways to ensure that the lives of people like that, vulnerable people, are blessed. Yes.
Thank you so much, Rhoda. I mean, what you're doing is inspiring. If you're not inspired by this, I don't know what you'd be inspired by. She is transforming the lives of young girls whose lives would have otherwise been destroyed if they had not crossed their path. All these beautiful fabrics brought to life through the brainchild of one person, Rhoda and her Songba Empowerment Center. It shows that if you are determined to help people, you can do anything. This has been Ghana Grows Edwuma, brought to you by Mastercard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Road Show Foundation. I'm Rhoda Kodoa Wedam. Until next time, it's bye.